thing that Alag Terile says. He says, for me, I think our lawmakers are very selfish in this respect. They ask us to tighten our belts, yet they are not ready to tighten their own too. Fabian says, if the Nigerian lawmakers are requesting for a salary increase, which they would receive, they must sign that they must not take bribes and misappropriate public funds or they risk life imprisonment. Olusonya Aluko says, good evening, BKO. I'm joining you for the first time from Okiaro State, a state with the worst road network in the universe. Please address the weakness of our CDAs nationwide. Thanks. And Victor Patrick says, these senators and incoming ministers are already rich people. If they love Nigeria so much and really want to serve the people, they should all be patriotic by refusing to take salaries for a year. BK, just round your thoughts on this issue, and then we'll go to the very last one.
Yeah, I like the way the Speaker of the House of Reps puts some level of finality to the matter when he told them, look, a salary increase in allowances for federal lawmakers is not captured in the 2023 budget. So it's like he has kicked the can down the road. But knowing these people, they will bring up this matter again. And the Speaker knows that if he does not do something about their welfare, he will become unpopular, and in no time they will even impeach him. So, but he told them, look, what you're asking for is not captured in the 2023 budget. So, his hands are tied. He cannot do anything about that at this time. But the 70 billion that they asked for from the supplementary fund, that's bad enough. That will give them what amounts to an increase in their allowances. That's collecting increase in your allowances through the back door. In my view, that 70 billion, that is what they are going to do with it.
Well, we'll see how it pans out at the end of the day. A lot of people are actually agreeing with you here. But then let's change tack by looking at our very last issue for today. President Bola Tinubu, declared a state of emergency on food security. He has also unveiled a series of immediate interventions aimed at ensuring food availability and affordability in a bid to address the rising food inflation in the country. BKO, what say you to this issue, to this latest development coming from the incumbent administration?
Well, it's a thing of joy that the president realizes that our people are going through a lot at this time. I'm happy that the president readily admits that inflation has hit the roof and our people are finding it difficult to feed. This is the truth. Our people are finding it difficult to make ends meet, to feed their families, because things like oil, prices of oil, yam, and other tubers, bread, cereals, fish, potatoes, fruits, meat, vegetables, and spirits for those who drink have become extremely expensive. Tomatoes, very expensive at this time. I was told that people have even resorted to using grounded pepper and eggplants in place of tomatoes. It is that bad. Food inflation has been rising and rising in our country. I've spoken before about the inability of our people, a lot of our people, to buy a tuber of yam. Because a tuber of yam, sometimes they will tell you is like 1,800, 2,000 for one tuber of yam. And given how expensive it is, yam sellers, especially the women amongst them, now slice a tuber of yam into many places so that people will be able to afford it. Those who can buy a whole tuber of yam can buy like 3-4 slices and still get a semblance of consuming yam. It is tough for our people. But as good as the steps that the president wants to take, including releasing food grains from the strategic grain reserve, provision of fertilizer, and all that, cultivation of more than 500,000 hectares of land for agriculture. As long as we do not address the problem of insecurity, especially in Nigeria's food production belts, is one big reason food is so expensive in our country today. And for this reason, food production has gone down. And when food production goes down, definitely the price of food will go up. Many Nigerians lost their rice farms last year to flooding, which killed so many Nigerians. Hundreds of thousands of Nigerians were killed by the floods last year. And many rice farms were washed away by floods. In Nasarawa, in fact, Olam, which is one of the biggest rice producers in our country, lost so many hectares of his rice farms in Nasarawa State. It happened in Taraba, it happened in Kebbi, which is another major rice producer. It happened in many places. They are yet to recover. Some were forced to quickly harvest their crops before the due time, once they saw that the floods had come. We need to do our best to address perennial flooding in our country, because it is predisposing people to hunger. We need to address insecurity. I remember going to buy ram, and I was told that, look, some of the places where we used to buy these giant rams, we can no longer go there. You see, places like Katsina, Sokoto, because Sokoto used to be very good in livestock. Katsina, Sokoto, Borno, you know, these are big livestock producers. Kebbi. A lot of these places are not safe. Farmers are stopped from going to farm. Some of them are forced to pay certain levies by bandits before they can access their farms. This definitely has tremendous implication on food production. So as we are trying to encourage farmers by providing some of what they need, including credit and all the credit facilities, we have to address insecurity. We have to address insecurity. If we can defeat insecurity across the major food production belts of our country, food production will improve. And when it improves, it will inevitably drive down prices. So I'm happy government is also talking about the commodity board, because if we have this national commodity board, we can continually assess food prices and keep food prices stable. Because if we don't keep food prices stable and they continue to go up in this way, if we are not careful, our people could take to violence. They could resort to violence when they become too hungry. After all, we've seen even the French Revolution was caused by the high cost of bread. and the former president of Sudan, Nemeri, was removed over high price of bread. I can't remember how many times bread prices have gone up in our country in the last 2 years. Bread that I used to, a loaf of bread, premium quality bread, that we used to buy for 250 naira, you know, just under 2 years ago, it's now 1,100. So food prices are going up. My friend, he said he likes to buy this Orbit bubble gum. He tried to buy Orbit the other day, and the price had moved up from 300 naira to 1,000 naira. That's the way prices of food items are going up in our country, and when they go up, it becomes difficult for them to even come.
That's the truth.
So we have to come up with policies to help our people survive this food inflation. Otherwise, it will have serious repercussions on the government.